The stars stretched endlessly, a sparkling ocean of light that seemed quiet, peaceful, and eternal. But beneath this calm, the galaxy was restless. Planets burned with industrial activity, fleets patrolled trade routes, and rumors of war whispered through distant systems. Among these whispers, one story floated like a ghost, a story older than most civilizations in the sector. "Humans?" the young officer asked, voice trembling. "Yes," the elder replied, eyes narrowing. "Long ago they existed. Mighty warriors, brilliant thinkers. Legends say they could survive anything and turn the tide of wars with their cunning alone. But they are extinct," the officer said, confused. "Nobody has seen them for centuries. We only know stories." "Exactly," the elder said. "That is why they are dangerous, even as legends." On the bridge of the alien patrol ship, Zerath, officers moved with precision, eyes scanning the star charts. The patrol had been sent to the edge of the coalition-controlled sector, where faint energy signals had appeared. The sensors had detected something unusual, patterns that did not match any known species, ship design, or technology. "Approaching the source," the captain said, his voice calm but tense. "Prepare for visual scan." On the main screen, faint lights flickered, small at first, almost like stars but moving. Faster than any natural object. The officers stared, hearts beating faster. "They're ships," whispered one. "But human ships." The captain leaned closer. He remembered the stories from his childhood, stories told by the elders about humans. Stories of how they had once challenged entire fleets with a few ships, how they had survived plagues, wars, and disasters that had wiped out whole planets. Stories that sounded like myths, like fairy tales for adults. "Legends don't exist," he muttered. And yet, the fleet of human ships appeared suddenly, shimmering as they entered the patrol's sensors. Their shapes were simple, efficient, designed for speed and adaptability, not decoration. They moved as one, almost as if the ships themselves were alive, reacting instantly to every change in the surrounding space. "Open comms," the captain ordered. "Identify yourselves." A pause. Then a calm, confident voice spoke across the frequency. "We are humans. We have returned." The words hung in the air, heavy and impossible to ignore. The officers exchanged nervous glances. They had only heard stories, and yet the voice was real, clear, and unwavering. "Humans do not exist," muttered the communications officer. "This must be a trick." "No trick," the captain said firmly. "Prepare for contact, and be ready for anything." Far from the alien patrol, the human fleet glided silently. Their ships were not massive like the coalition warships. They relied on agility, intelligence, and teamwork. Every human knew their role. Every move was calculated. Captain Mara Lynn stood on the bridge of the lead ship, resolute. Her eyes scanned the alien signals, analyzing patterns, calculating risks. The humans had waited centuries for this moment, training, improving, evolving. Now they returned not as legends or myths, but as reality. "We are close," Mara said to her crew. "Remember, we are not here to destroy unnecessarily. We are here to show that humans are back, to protect, to survive. And if anyone attacks us, we will respond." Her first officer, a young woman named Kira, nodded. "The patrol ahead is small. If we act carefully, we can avoid unnecessary conflict." Mara's expression was serious. "Small or not, this is the first contact in centuries. They may underestimate us. They may be afraid. Either way, they need to understand that humans are not gone." Back on the alien patrol ship, the bridge was tense. The human's voice replayed in everyone's mind. "We have returned." "What do we do?" asked a young lieutenant, clearly panicking. "They are supposed to be extinct." The captain held up his hand, signaling calm. We do not attack. Not yet. We observe. We report. And we prepare. He remembered the stories of human ingenuity. Stories told by elders about humans turning the worst situations into victories, about their ability to survive where others failed. They are clever, he said quietly. Clever and dangerous. Even now. The patrol ship moved slowly to keep distance, scanning the human fleet. The humans responded with calm maneuvers, matching the patrol's movements without aggression. Every signal, every change, showed that they were intelligent, aware, and fully prepared. This is unsettling, the communications officer said. They aren't attacking, but they are confident. Confidence, the captain replied, is different from recklessness, and humans are never reckless. On the human side, Mara Lynn studied the patrol. She wanted to send a signal, a message to test their reaction, but it had to be careful. Too much force would escalate conflict, too little would show weakness. Open comms, she instructed. Message only, calm but firm. The words were simple. We are humans. We are not here to conquer. We are here to reclaim what is ours and protect those who cannot protect themselves. We ask only recognition. The patrol hesitated. Among the aliens, whispers spread like wildfire. They speak like humans of the old stories. They do not fear. They do not hesitate. They command respect. Some officers began to doubt everything they had learned. Could humans really have survived? Could these legends be real? The captain's face was unreadable. We maintain position, he ordered. Do not fire. Observe. And remember, humans are clever. Do not underestimate them. The first few encounters were cautious. Drones flew between the fleets, sensors scanned every ship. Aliens marveled at the humans' speed, their coordination, the way their small fleet moved as a single organism. They are beautiful, said the young lieutenant, awe in her voice. In a terrifying way. Yes, the captain said. Beautiful and deadly. If we make the wrong move, we could be destroyed before we understand what hit us. Meanwhile, the humans shared no aggression. They only moved forward, scanning, communicating, and waiting for responses. Yet the very presence of their fleet sparked fear, curiosity, and wonder across the coalition networks. In secret, Mara Lynn observed the alien fleet's reactions. They are cautious, she said. They do not know us. They fear us. And we are exactly what they feared. Kira smiled slightly. The legends were right then. Humans were never weak. They were never gone. And now, we are back. On one of the distant planets, reports of humans spread like wildfire. News feeds, communication networks, and even simple messages in markets told the same story. Humans have returned. Some laughed, calling it nonsense. Others panicked, remembering the old stories of humans' courage, skill, and ability to survive against impossible odds. In the command centers of the alien coalition, debates erupted. Some argued for immediate attack. Others argued for cautious observation. But deep down, everyone knew that humans were no ordinary species. They were legends come to life. And legends, the coalition realized, were never easily defeated. As night fell across the stars, the human fleet maintained formation, moving with precision, silent but powerful. Each ship carried not just weapons, but centuries of knowledge, experience, and determination. Every human aboard remembered the history of their people, the wars, the disasters, the near extinction. Every human knew why they had returned, to prove that legends are real. And somewhere, watching from the shadows, the alien patrol realized the truth. The myths were not exaggeration. They were memory. Memory of a species that had faced impossible odds and survived. A species that had returned to the galaxy. The first contact had been made. And though no shots had been fired, a silent war of presence and pride had begun. Somewhere in the quiet corridors of the patrol ship, the young lieutenant whispered to herself, "We were never ready for them." On the human side, Mara Lynn looked out at the stars, calm and determined. "We are back," she said softly, "and the galaxy will remember us." The stars above were endless, but for the first time in centuries, humans had found their place among them again. The legends had walked among the stars once more, and the galaxy, whether it knew it or not, was about to change forever. The human fleet moved like a shadow across the black expanse of space. Every ship knew its role, every crew member focused on the mission ahead. They were not here to destroy without reason, but to show the galaxy that humans were back, and that they were not to be forgotten. On the bridge of the alien patrol ship, Zerath, tension had reached its peak. Every officer stared at the human fleet, unsure how to respond. The legends had returned, alive and real. "They are incredible," whispered one lieutenant. "Even with sensors, I cannot understand how they move so fast. They anticipate us before we act." "Legends are dangerous," the captain replied, voice calm but tense. "Do not underestimate them. We observe, we report, and if attacked, we defend." The humans had sent a message earlier, a simple warning. "We are humans. We have returned. We ask only for recognition." The aliens had not responded. The silence was not refusal. It was fear, disbelief, and calculation all at once. Captain Mara Lynn watched the patrol through her screen. "They are scared," she said softly, "and that fear will make them act, eventually." First Officer Kira nodded. "If they attack first, we respond, but with control. We cannot risk a full war yet. Not when we can demonstrate our strength without unnecessary bloodshed." Mara smiled faintly. "Exactly. Let them test their courage. Let them see that legends are real." It was not long before the aliens' hesitation broke. A small strike squad, bristling with weapons and heavy armor, approached the human fleet. The humans did not retreat. They held formation, watching carefully. The alien captain made the decision. "We cannot let them roam freely, show force, send a warning shot." The first blast of energy tore across space, aimed to intimidate, but the humans reacted instantly. Their ships moved as one, shifting positions in perfect synchronization. The shot passed harmlessly between the vessels, leaving only a streak of light. "What? How did they—" the lieutenant stammered, eyes wide. "They are human," the captain muttered. "They survive. They adapt. Legends never die easily." Mara's voice came over the comm, calm, clear, and commanding. "This is your warning. We do not attack unless attacked. Retreat peacefully or face the consequences." The aliens froze. Some officers whispered, "They speak like the stories, like the elders described. They do not fear, and they do not hesitate." For the first time, the alien patrol truly felt the weight of human legend. These were not ordinary beings. These were survivors, thinkers, warriors, and they had returned to remind the galaxy of their existence. The alien strike squad hesitated. Some suggested retreat, others argued for attack. But before the debate could conclude, humans moved, not aggressively but decisively. Small, agile ships darted through the gaps between alien vessels. Drones deployed sensors, scanning weaknesses. The humans did not fire a single shot, but their movement demonstrated control, strategy, and intelligence far beyond anything the aliens had expected. "Observe their tactics," Mara instructed. "Notice how every ship has a role, how every move is part of a larger plan. This is what humans do. They adapt, They predict, they survive. On the alien side, the bridge erupted in whispers. They are coordinated. Too coordinated. They anticipate our actions before we even take them. Yes, the captain said quietly. And that is why we are afraid. They are not just fighters, they are strategists, thinkers, survivors. Legends are never simple. Legends endure. One alien officer, younger than the others and full of curiosity, stared at the human fleet. Why do they fight like this? They have not fired a weapon, yet we feel threatened. Because they do not need to fire yet, the captain replied. They are demonstrating superiority. They are showing us that humans are not myths. In the shadows of space, Mara Lynn made a decision. The humans would not provoke, but they would show strength. She ordered a small maneuver, a circle around the alien patrol, displaying speed, precision, and coordination. The aliens watched, unable to match the humans' movements. Their larger ships moved slower, clumsier. They had numbers, but the humans had intelligence, unity, and adaptability. Every action of the human fleet was a lesson in strategy. "Do you see this?" Kira asked quietly. "Every ship moves as if it knows the next step. They are legends. They always were." "Yes," Mara said. "And now they will know. We are back." The alien patrol realized that words alone could not explain what they were witnessing. Stories of human survival, ingenuity, and courage had always sounded like exaggeration. Now they were watching reality unfold before their eyes. The patrol captain's voice was steady, but his hands shook slightly as he issued commands. "Maintain formation. Do not engage yet. Observe, report, and pray we survive the next encounter." Then it happened. One of the alien ships, miscalculating the human's speed, fired a pulse, a warning, a test of resolve. The humans responded instantly, not with anger but with precision. Drones moved to intercept the pulse, redirecting it safely into space. The humans did not attack, but they adjusted positions, surrounding the alien ship subtly. "Notice," Mara said. "We do not need to destroy. Our presence, our coordination, our awareness. It is enough to show our strength. We are human. We survive. We adapt." The alien crew stared in shock. Every movement of the humans challenged everything they had believed. Legends were no longer stories. They were alive, breathing, calculating, surviving. Some officers suggested surrender. Others whispered of retreat. But the captain knew the reality. They had encountered something beyond their understanding, beyond their legends, beyond their ability to fight conventionally. "We are witnessing history," he muttered, "and we may not survive it unscathed." Across the galaxy, news of the encounter spread. Other alien fleets and planets began to receive fragments of the story. A human fleet, moving with unmatched precision, returning to the sector. Some laughed, calling it rumor. Others panicked, remembering tales of human resilience, bravery, and cunning. Meanwhile, Mara Lynn ordered the fleet to maintain distance but increase observation. They were not there to conquer or destroy, only to reclaim presence and show strength. But if attacked, humans would respond with decisive force. "Prepare for escalation," Mara told Kira. "They will test us. They will not understand until they see what humans can do." Kira nodded. "Then let them see. Let them remember. Let the myths become reality." The alien patrol decided to send a larger force. Fleet reinforcements arrived, dozens of ships, armed with heavy weapons and advanced technology. The humans observed calmly. They had faced worse odds before. Numbers mattered, but strategy, adaptation, and unity mattered more. "Formation Alpha," Mara said. "Position ships. Observe movements. Remember, we strike only if necessary." The humans' ships moved with grace, weaving through the incoming alien fleet. Each ship's movement was calculated to probe weaknesses, anticipate attacks, and show control. The aliens, despite their numbers, struggled to keep pace. "Impossible," one alien officer whispered. "They are everywhere yet nowhere. How can this be real?" The captain knew the answer. Legends are always beyond ordinary comprehension, and humans are the ultimate legend. Tension mounted as the two fleets faced each other. A small collision, a misfired weapon, could spark a battle. But Mara Lynn remained calm. She knew humans had something the aliens lacked: patience, strategy, and unity. "Observe," she told her crew. "Do not attack. Do not panic. Let them come closer. Let them test themselves and learn that humans are not myths. We survive, we adapt, we endure." The aliens advanced cautiously, sending probes and small attack units, testing reactions. Each time, humans adapted instantly, showing skill, coordination, and intelligence beyond the aliens' expectations. The young alien lieutenant who had watched from the bridge whispered, I have never seen anything like this. They are not just warriors. They are perfect in motion, in thought, in strategy." The captain sighed. "Yes, and that is why humans are dangerous. Legends are never gone. They endure. And we are witnessing them come back." Hours passed. No full-scale battle had begun, yet the tension was palpable. Humans had proven their presence, their capability, and their intelligence. The aliens could no longer deny it. Humans were real. Humans were back. Finally, the alien captain made a decision. "We will report. We will withdraw, for now. But we must prepare. We cannot face them unready." Mara Lynn observed the retreating alien fleet. "They learned their lesson," she said softly. "They now know the legends were true. And the galaxy will remember humans are back." Kira smiled. "This is only the beginning, isn't it?" "Yes," Mara said, gazing at the stars. "The beginning of our return, the beginning of a new chapter. Legends walk among the stars again, and this time, we will never be forgotten." The human fleet moved silently through the darkness, confident, united, and unstoppable. The galaxy had seen the first proof of humanity's return, and soon, every corner of the stars would feel the presence of a species that had survived, endured, and now commanded respect. The myths were real, the legends had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. The galaxy was watching. News of the humans' return had spread faster than any fleet could travel. Across countless star systems, whispers became chatter, chatter became panic, and panic became admiration. To many, humans were no longer just legends. They were reality, and their presence demanded attention. Captain Mara Lynn's fleet glided through the outer rim of the Coalition's territory. Ships moved in perfect formation, each vessel knowing its role. Every human aboard felt the weight of history. They were no longer just survivors. They were the returning guardians of a legacy older than most civilizations could imagine. "We are entering contested space," Mara said to her officers. Her voice was calm, but the tension on the bridge was palpable. "Sensors indicate Coalition activity nearby. Be ready, but remember our goal. Show strength, not recklessness. We fight only when necessary." First Officer Kira nodded. "Understood. Everyone is alert. Every ship is ready." The humans had learned from centuries of isolation. They had adapted to survive and thrive, mastering technologies, strategies, and even diplomacy. They understood that brute force alone could not secure victory. Intelligence, patience, and unity were far more powerful. On a Coalition command station orbiting a barren planet, alarms sounded. The human fleet had been detected entering the sector. Officers scrambled, shouting orders, activating shields, and preparing weapons. "They are back," said the station commander, disbelief etched across his face. "Humans. They're actually back." "A small fleet, yes," another officer said. But their speed, their coordination, it cannot be matched. Reports show patrols were overwhelmed without firing a single shot. Patrols underestimated them, the commander replied. Humans are always underestimated until it is too late. Meanwhile, Mara Lin's fleet advanced steadily. They encountered small coalition outposts, most of which tried to challenge them. Each time, the humans responded with precision. They avoided unnecessary destruction, but demonstrated their superiority. A coalition drone fleet approached one of the human scouts. The humans did not panic. Instead, Mara Lin ordered a simple maneuver. The scouts surrounded the drones, disabling them without harm. Screens lit with the drone's deactivation signals. "Observe and adapt," Mara instructed her crew. "Every action, every reaction teaches them that humans are no ordinary species. We do not destroy unless necessary. We survive, we adapt, and we protect. That is what makes us human." The coalition, however, was not ready to surrender. Reinforcements arrived, and battle stations prepared for engagement. The humans were vastly outnumbered, yet every officer knew numbers alone would not decide the outcome. The humans' unity, tactics, and ingenuity gave them an advantage far beyond technology or fleet size. A coalition flagship, massive and heavily armed, emerged from hyperspace. Its hull gleamed with advanced alloys, shields pulsing with energy. It aimed directly at the human fleet, signaling an imminent attack. Mara Lin's eyes narrowed. "They are testing us," she said. "They want to see if the legends are true." "Yes," Kira replied, "and they will see. Humanity never fails to rise to the challenge." The humans did not attack first. They held formation, moving like shadows, weaving between asteroids and debris, preparing for the first strike. The flagship fired a volley of plasma beams. Humans responded instantly, using agility and coordination to dodge every blast. Their ships moved as if alive, anticipating every attack before it happened. "Remarkable," one alien officer aboard a coalition vessel whispered. "They predict our every move. They are legends, just as we feared." Mara Lin made her move. She ordered a split maneuver, dividing her fleet into multiple groups. Each group targeted weak points in the coalition formation. The humans did not aim to destroy. They aimed to demonstrate superiority. Yet each calculated strike disabled weapons, disrupted communications, and caused confusion without taking lives unnecessarily. The coalition fleet struggled to respond. Their massive ships, designed for brute force, were too slow to match the humans' speed and adaptability. Every attempt to outmaneuver them failed. The humans anticipated every counter, every trap, every tactic. "This cannot be happening," the flagship captain growled. "They are too clever, too coordinated, too human." From the human side, Mara Lin observed with satisfaction. "They still think in old ways. They believe power comes from size or numbers, but humans know that intelligence and unity are stronger than any weapon." Kira smiled slightly. And now they are learning the hard way. As the battle continued, the humans revealed more than just strategy. They revealed humanity itself. They avoided unnecessary destruction, rescued injured alien drones, and even shielded civilian ships caught in the crossfire. Each act of mercy amplified their legend. On one of the coalition worlds, civilians watched in awe as humans appeared, moving with unmatched precision and calm. Word spread quickly. Humans were not here to conquer. They were here to protect, to survive, and to teach that strength came not from domination, but from courage, intelligence, and unity. A young alien officer, observing from a distant outpost, whispered to herself, "They are perfect in thought and action, not gods, not monsters, humans. And yet, better than any species I have ever known." Her commander shook his head. "Do not be fooled by their mercy. Humans are deadly. Legends are never merciful when necessary." The battle reached its peak when a coalition strike force attempted to surround the human fleet. Mara Lynn anticipated the maneuver instantly. She ordered a counter. The humans split, feigned retreat, and then regrouped to strike at the coalition's flanks. The result was stunning. Coalition ships collided with each other, disorganized and confused. The humans' smaller fleet, coordinated perfectly, appeared in multiple places at once. Their speed and planning made it impossible for the larger fleet to predict their moves. "They are everywhere," the coalition commander shouted. "How can a smaller fleet cause so much chaos?" "Because humans are not just ships," Mara said softly. "They are legends. They are survivors. They are thinkers and fighters combined, and they never stop adapting." The humans disabled several flagship weapons without a single loss. Their unity, communication, and timing made them untouchable. Every strike was precise, every maneuver deliberate. The coalition had never faced a species like this. Hours passed, and the battle began to turn in favor of the humans, not through sheer firepower, but through intellect and coordination. Coalition ships began to retreat, realizing they were outmatched not by numbers, but by strategy. Mara Lynn allowed the retreat, ensuring no unnecessary destruction. Her goal was not victory through annihilation, but proof that humans had returned. Every move, every decision reinforced the legends that had survived for centuries. Kira turned to Mara. "They will spread the story. Every fleet, every planet, every species will hear of what humans can do." "Yes," Mara said, looking at the stars, "and every story will be true. Humans are back, and this time, we are here to stay." The coalition fleet, battered and humiliated, retreated. Their commanders struggled to comprehend what had happened. Humans were not extinct. Humans were not myths. Humans were real, and they had returned stronger than anyone could imagine. Later, in a hidden corner of space, a coalition strategist reviewed the battle. "We underestimated them," he admitted. "We assumed they were weak, gone, extinct. Yet they turned our greatest strength against us without a single major loss. Humans are not like any species we know. We must adapt, or we will be destroyed." Across the galaxy, reports of the humans' actions inspired hope in oppressed worlds. Planets under coalition control whispered of the human fleet, the legends alive, the protectors returning. Some began to secretly aid humans, providing intelligence, supplies, and shelter. Mara Lynn received these reports quietly. "They will join us when the time is right," she said. "We do not conquer. We inspire. We protect. That is the strength of humanity." Kira nodded. "And every planet, every species will remember. Humans are legends, yes, but legends that walk among the stars." As night fell over distant worlds, the humans regrouped. Their ships glowed softly, engines humming, ready for the next challenge. Mara Lynn walked the bridge of the Resolute, observing her fleet. Every crew member was alert, ready and confident. "This is only the beginning," she said quietly. "The coalition will learn to respect us. The galaxy will learn to respect us, and humans will never be forgotten again." Kira smiled. "The legends are alive, Captain, and we are rising to the challenge." Mara looked at the stars, calm and determined. "Yes, we rise, and the galaxy will see what humanity truly means." In the darkness of space, the human fleet glided forward, united, intelligent, and unstoppable. Legends had returned, not as myths, but as reality. The galaxy had seen their strength, their mercy, and their courage. And soon, every corner of the stars would know the truth. Humans were back. The coalition had learned a lesson they would never forget. Legends, when real, endure. Legends, when alive, rise. And humans would rise above all expectations. The galaxy trembled with anticipation. After centuries of silence, humans had returned, not as myths, not as stories, but as living legends. Across the stars, every species watched, every fleet prepared, and every planet waited to see what the humans would do next. Captain Mara Lynn stood on the bridge of the Resolute, the lead ship of the human fleet. Her eyes scanned the starfield ahead. Coalition forces were gathering in unprecedented numbers. They had recovered from earlier encounters and were determined to crush what they believed was a small, fragile fleet. "They are coming," Mara said calmly. "This is the moment. Remember, we do not fight for conquest. We fight to protect, to survive, and to show the galaxy who we are." First Officer Kira nodded. "The fleets are large, but we are faster, smarter, and united. They cannot match us." Mara smiled faintly. "Legends endure because they adapt, and we are the ultimate legend." The Coalition fleet emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation. Hundreds of ships, massive and heavily armed, glinted under distant stars. Energy shields pulsed, weapons charged, and the entire fleet bristled with menace. Their commander, a seasoned veteran, believed that overwhelming numbers would end the human threat once and for all. But humans were not ordinary. Their fleet, smaller in size but unmatched in coordination and strategy, moved like a single organism. Every ship knew its role, every crew member knew their purpose, and every maneuver was precise, deliberate, and calculated. The first volley of plasma beams struck the humans' front lines. The fleet responded instantly. Ships darted through space like living things, dodging, weaving, and using micro-jumps to avoid destruction. Not a single human vessel was lost. "Impressive," Mara said, watching the battle unfold. "They rely on brute force, but we rely on intelligence. That will be our victory." The humans' strategy was simple yet brilliant. Instead of charging blindly, they split their fleet into multiple units, each targeting weaknesses in the Coalition formation. Small strike teams disabled communication arrays, disrupted shields, and created confusion without destroying lives unnecessarily. The Coalition commander's face twisted in frustration. "They are too fast, too coordinated. How can a smaller fleet do so much damage?" "They are human," an officer whispered. "The legends were true. They survive everything, and they rise above all odds." Meanwhile, Mara Lynn focused on protecting civilian systems caught in the crossfire. Human ships formed protective barriers around vulnerable planets, absorbing fire and neutralizing threats. Every move sent a clear message. Humans were not here to conquer, but to defend and endure. "Notice," Mara said to her crew, "how fear and hope spread at the same time. We inspire those who cannot fight and challenge those who underestimate us." Kira nodded. "Every planet watching knows the truth now. Humans are back, and we will never be forgotten again." The battle reached a critical moment when a massive Coalition flagship attempted to break through the human formation. Its shields were nearly impenetrable, and its firepower could destroy multiple ships at once. Mara Lynn calculated swiftly. "Divide and distract," she ordered. "Groups Alpha and Beta, create openings. Strike teams Gamma and Delta, disable shields and weapons. Timing is everything." The humans moved as one. Strike teams darted around the flagship, avoiding its fire and attacking its weak points with precision. Within minutes, the massive ship's shields flickered, systems failed, and its weapons went offline. The Coalition flagship's commander could not believe what was happening. "Impossible!" he shouted. "They are human! How can they do this?" Mara Lynn's voice came across the comm. "Legends are not myths. They endure, and we endure beyond imagination." Every Coalition ship faced the same reality. Humans were unmatched. The smaller, faster, and smarter fleet dismantled strategies without firing more than necessary. Humans anticipated attacks, redirected fire, and turned defensive maneuvers into offensive advantages. In one sector, a young alien officer watched helplessly as human ships disabled an entire wing of coalition vessels without a single human casualty. He whispered to his comrade, "We were taught humans were extinct, myths, legends, but they are real, and they are beyond anything we imagined." The comrade shook his head. "We cannot defeat them. We are witnessing history." And history was being written in every system, in every battle, in every act of courage. Amid the chaos, Mara Lynn focused on communication. She reached out to coalition factions willing to listen. "We do not fight for hatred or conquest," she said. "We fight to protect those who cannot defend themselves. Join us or step aside. Humanity will not be ignored." Some coalition leaders hesitated. They had seen the humans' skill, mercy, and intelligence firsthand. They realized that resistance would only lead to destruction, while cooperation could save countless lives. Slowly, several factions began to withdraw, some even offering aid and intelligence to the humans. Kira whispered, "They are learning the true strength of humans, our courage, our intelligence, our mercy. They see what the legends always told them." Mara nodded. "And that is the difference. Legends inspire, but humans act, and we act with purpose." The battle continued for hours, each engagement demonstrating the humans' superiority. Their fleet moved with precision, turning every challenge into opportunity. Coalition ships, once confident in numbers and firepower, fell back, disorganized and demoralized. On a distant planet, civilians watched the battle unfold on view screens. They cheered for the humans, calling them heroes, protectors, and legends reborn. Messages of hope spread across star systems. Humans were no longer just survivors. They were saviors. Mara Lynn observed the scene with quiet pride. Every action, every choice, every life we protect strengthens our legacy. This is what it means to be human. To rise, to endure, to inspire. Kira smiled. And the galaxy will never forget it. Finally, the coalition commander realized defeat was inevitable. His fleet, battered and broken, could not match the humans' speed, intelligence, and strategy. Retreat was the only option. Mara Lynn allowed it, but she did not pursue aggressively. Her goal was not annihilation, but recognition. Humans were back, and the galaxy must remember them, not as conquerors, but as guardians. "Prepare to regroup," she said to her fleet. "We have shown our strength. We have proven the legends true, and now we consolidate. The galaxy will know humanity has returned." The retreating coalition fleet sent messages of surrender and negotiation. Humans had not only survived, they had won respect, fear, and admiration. Every system, every species would remember this day. In the days that followed, humans established bases in strategic systems. They offered protection to those under threat, ensuring that oppression by coalition forces would never again go unchecked. Planets once terrified of war celebrated the arrival of humans, the living legends who returned to restore balance. Mara Lynn worked tirelessly, coordinating fleets, establishing alliances, and teaching other species about strategy, mercy, and resilience. Kira oversaw training programs, ensuring that the human legacy of intelligence, courage, and unity would spread across the stars. Everywhere humans went, hope followed. Legends became reality, myths became truth, and humanity's return reshaped the galaxy. On a quiet night aboard the Resolute, Mara Lynn gazed out at the stars. She remembered centuries of isolation, struggle, and near extinction. She remembered stories of her ancestors who survived against impossible odds. And now she saw the galaxy listening, watching, and learning that humans were back, and stronger than ever. Kira joined her silently. "Do you think they understand yet?" she asked. They understand, Mara said softly. They have seen the truth. Humans are legends. Yes, but legends that walk among the stars. We survive, we adapt, we endure, and the galaxy will never forget us again. The stars above were endless, but humanity had found its place among them once more. Every ship in the fleet, every human and every ally knew the truth. Humanity had returned not to conquer, but to protect, to inspire, and to endure. The myths were real. The legends had returned. And this time, humans would remain, guiding, protecting, and rising above every challenge the galaxy could send. The return of humanity was complete.